So this is Future Ashley here. Hi. I wanted to let you know that when I was editing this, and then I went to go upload it to YouTube, and I realized that I was recording my video incorrectly. The rest of my video is going to be vertical, and there will be panels on the side, so if you are not interested in watching it in that fashion, then I understand, and I will not blame you for clicking off. But if you want to proceed and get my opinion on all of the books that I read last week, then I implore you to do that, and I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I will do better next time. Hey guys, I am showered, and the animals are good for the night, and I think I'm gonna start reading. I am currently reading Menace by J.M. Darhauer, and then I think I'm also going to reread The Shannara Chronicles by Terry Brooks. This is the Elfstones. I read it years ago, I think, and I really enjoyed it, and so I saw it laying around and I wanted to pick it up and see if it's as good as I remember it being. Start with my ebook and see if I am feeling physically reading. So I will check back in with you guys in a little bit. So I am on page 150. I think I was on 80 or something like that when I started reading at 7. I stopped and watched a video on bullet journaling because I'm trying to get into that. Possibly. This book is about a romance between a prostitute and a guy that is involved with the mafia. I'm not really sure how. It's been alluded to the fact that he kills. I'm not sure what he does, but this chapter is from his point of view, and it starts with him doing a puzzle, which isn't what you would expect because he has like a very menacing demeanor, and he has a huge scar on his face, and his eye is white, and so he's like blind, and his nickname is Scar, and he's like the super intimidating guy that everybody in this city knows, and you would just not expect that from him. But I'm probably going to be reading until 9. My boyfriend and I usually come together and watch shows or whatever, so I'm probably gonna read until 9, and I'm hoping to get to page 200, last update of the night. But I am like 45% of the way into this book, and there's a character that is Lorenzo, our mafia guy's henchman, I guess, like likes this particular one, and this one is the only one we've seen. And the entire time in my head, I've been calling him Sven. The henchman said, you know, there's someone here, and he was like, yeah, you know, 2 through 6. I was like, his name's not Sven, it's 7. So it is Monday, it is 2 o'clock. I got off early, and I read 200 or so pages while at work today. I'm pretty close to finishing it. I think this might be to reread. I don't know if it's a favorite just because it's not great, but it's pretty fun to read, so I'm excited to get to the ending. I think it's like a series, so I might read the rest of the series, but it was enjoyable. It was a good read. I'm liking it, and we'll see how the ending makes me feel. So I most definitely got home yesterday, let my animals out, and then listened to the audiobook of Pet Sematary and did my cross stitch. So I most certainly did not read after, but I finished Menace, and I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars. And then today at work, I started After, and I'm about 160 pages in, and it's not good. Yeah, it's not enjoyable. I'm not having fun. But the animals are out, and they're doing their thing, so I'll include some footage of them running around and having fun while I read my book. I didn't mention this in my last video when I was talking about After, but After is a fan fiction that was published, fan fiction about Harry Styles from One Direction. It is about a girl who goes to college, and she meets a guy named Harden, Harry Harden, get it? And he's a bad boy with tattoos, and she's a judgmental little goody two-shoes. He manipulates her and mentally abuses her into liking him. And the scene that I just read, he was drunk and violent, and so his stepbrother called her up and was like, hey, can you come take care of him? She's like, of course I will, why not? She rushes over. Meanwhile, he's bigger than her and being violent, so love that for her, yay! Can we talk about the fact that the only responsible individual in Tessa's life is the stepbrother of Hardin, and the entire time he's been telling her, stay away from him, he's not good, he's dangerous, he's aggressive, and they've made it just seem like it's because he's jealous of Hardin, and not that he likes Tessa, but just that he's jealous because, I guess, because Hardin is cool, I don't know. But how about the fact that he, like, genuinely knows that he's dangerous and, like, he's aggressive and angry? Like, why are you making it sound like he just has a jealousy issue and, like, doesn't want Tessa to be him because of that? No, he just is, like, a decent person and knows that. You like that paper? So I will give Hayden this. I appreciate that before he does anything to her sexually, he always tells her to out loud give her consent to him doing whatever he's going to do. I really appreciate that. And not much else, so. Okay, so I am on page 202, and Hardin and Tessa just spent the night together. She gave him a hand job through his boxers, and they slept, and then she comes back to her dorm where her actual boyfriend is, and Hardin follows her, and basically is like, tell him what's going on between us or I will, and she's pissed or whatever, which I kind of get, like, cheating's not okay, but also it's not Hardin's place. That's not his relationship. Like, it's not his place to tell Noah that, you know, whatever. But Tessa is like, Noah is so kind and Hardin's cruel enough to break Noah's heart in front of him. Hardin didn't break his heart. You broke his heart. Like, you are the one that's cheating, not Hardin. Hardin is single. Hardin's not dating Noah. You're dating Noah, and you've been cheating on Noah forever now. And so, like, don't blame that on Hardin. Hardin didn't make that decision for you. You made that decision. I can get over this whole I wear t-shirts and sneakers and I don't wear makeup or high heels thing if there's not shaming other women, and I can't take it. So there's a girl that is, I guess, hooked up with Hardin before or whatever. Hardin and Tessa are, like, split, I guess. So he is with this chick, Molly, in the restaurant, and they walk in after Tessa and her roommate and all of their friends. She says, I don't care how good he looks or how skanky Molly is dressed. She's so irritating with her stupid pink hair and her skanky clothes. She is a slut. I'm surprised by my thoughts and my anger towards her, but it's true, and I don't really like her. I don't think I've actually ever called anyone a slut, even in my head. I am 254 pages into this book. 254 pages of Hardin manipulating and mentally abusing her and emotionally abusing her. And this girl just said, that is one redeeming quality I gave my mother credit for. She showed me exactly how not to be treated by a man. So what exactly did she teach you? Because where? Okay. Another thing I will say is the sex scenes are not nearly as cringy as 50 Shades. So it has a leg up there. She, just, like, doesn't know how to give a BJ, and he, like, pulls his boxers down. She pokes his erect penis, like, pokes it. So I just got home from work and I got a book. I'm so excited. I don't generally like to buy books unless I know that I'm going to reread them, but I figured I'll just donate it to my library if I don't like it, since my library doesn't have it. I read a lot more of After. I'm almost done. I think I have about maybe 60 pages left or so. It's like actual garbage, but so I guess I just got to the main conflict of the book, or whatever, their breakup point, and I'm about to talk about some spoilers. So if you are planning on reading this book, which I really, really, really do not recommend, I would just skip ahead. But we just found out that Hardin and Tessa's relationship was a bet from one of the first parties that she went to, and the whole thing was a bet that either him or Zed would take her virginity, and it's freaking disgusting. He saves the condom and the bloody sheets, and what's irritating is that I'm on 624 of 660, so I know that they're gonna get back together. But after everything that he's done, like, why? No matter what he says, it's not okay. It's like, this is before I knew you. She lost her virginity like a week ago, like. So he saved her sheets and humiliated her, and then it's freaking disgusting. And then her friend, who was her roommate, knew about it the whole time and never said anything to her. She gets told that Zed is part of the thing, and then she runs out of the restaurant, and just to make Hardin feel bad, she allows Zed to take her home. I finished it and I am not impressed. I think no one should buy this book. No one should promote this book. This book is really bad and it doesn't stand for good stuff. Don't read it. Don't promote it. It's bad. Now that I have finished that freaking awful book, I think I'm going to start Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. This is the last book that I need to read for my monthly Smutuary reads, my recommendations, and all of that stuff. So I will start Birthday Girl, and I will update you guys if I have anything. Okay, so sorry if you hear a noise. I have my heater on right in front of me, but I finished Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas, and I read it pretty much in like 8 hours. Like, I read it some last night until 9 when my boyfriend and I hung out, and then I read it all day at work, and I finished it about 1 o'clock. So I finished it pretty quickly, and I like really, really, really liked it. I have been reading a lot, which is not a bad thing, but I'm kind of feeling kind of meh. Like, I pick up a couple of books and I wanted to start Starless Sea, but I'm not in the right headspace, and I know that I want to give my full attention to Starless Sea. So I think I'm either going to read the next couple of graphic novels in the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, or I'm probably just going to watch YouTube videos and then give it another shot tomorrow, which is Friday, and see how I'm feeling, because I'm just kind of meh about reading right now. So yeah, if I pick up something and start enjoying it, then I will let y'all know. So it is now Saturday. Being honest, I didn't do anything reading wise Thursday or Friday, but I picked up Credence, Penelope Douglas's new book. I'm probably going to read that for the rest of the day. It's 1 o'clock now, but I've done all of my cleaning and I'm making lunch, but once lunch is done, I'm probably going to read. So I will catch up with you guys when I'm more into the book. I'm only on page 38, so really not much has happened. I've heard really good things about her newest book, and I'm really enjoying her writing, so hopefully I'll like this one too, but I will let y'all know. So I am on page 61, and I want her to get with the dad. Okay, so if you don't know what Credence is about, it is a romance between our main character, her step uncle, I guess, like they're not related really, and then the two sons. And so far we haven't met one of the sons. Dad, named Jake, has really been like the person that she spent the most time with. I prefer age gap relationships, so I'm kind of rooting for him. Noah is one of the other son that we have met, and like they never wear shirts. Like I get that they're on a farm or whatever, but not a good first impression for our boy Caleb. So I took a break from reading because my boyfriend and I went and got dinner-ish, and then we started a new show. So I am back into Credence now, and I'm on 194, and I'm just so irritated all the time. Or not because it's bad, but because it's so good that like I want her with all of them, and like every scene that happens I'm just like, okay, but the scene her and Jake, her step uncle, like hooked up or whatever, not like they started making out and he stops and he's like, I just want to be your family because I know that you've never had anybody that loves you, and because of the way that you were raised and not knowing love, you have denied yourself happiness, and I want to make you happy. And then they put in a bunch of scenes where I'm like, okay, are you banging now? And I just... So it is 12 o'clock now. I have about 100 or so pages left of Credence, so I think I am going to stop for the night and then watch some YouTube videos to kind of go to sleep because I'm exhausted, and I know if I keep reading then I'll stop paying attention to what's going on. So I will catch up with you guys tomorrow. It's Sunday at 2 p.m. The animals are out enjoying themselves, and I am almost done with Credence. I have about 60 more pages, so I will finish that, update y'all, and then I'm gonna get this edited and uploaded. So I finished Credence. I gave the book a 4 out of 5 stars. I really think that the relationships were well developed. I think that you can tell why every character was in her life and how they made her grow as a person. A con for me would be that I don't think that the emotional turmoil really always made a lot of sense. Maybe 80% into the book, the main conflict happens between her and one of the boys, and it felt very like left field. I didn't really understand the kind of emotional impact the conflict had. That being said, I also don't really think that I don't know, I feel very iffy about who she ended up with. But overall, it was a 4 out of 5 stars. Penelope Douglas is just a fantastic writer. Like, she just does everything so well. Like, I haven't yet to read a book by her that I just didn't like or didn't think was developed enough. Like, I still can't get Birthday Girl out of my head, and I read it, you know, a week ago, and like, I still want to reread it again. So she just is a really good writer. That was the last book that I will be reading for the week, so that concludes my vlog. Now I will get this edited and uploaded, and I will see you guys in my next video.